And you can go to the website of a bank and then carry out transactions. There you can make your payments. You can print your e-statement and also print what your bank statement and everything there. So whatever you will do physically when you are in a bank, you can just do it at the comfort of your home. So that's the aspect of web application. And other examples include your social media platforms. That is your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, and also e-commerce platforms like your Jumia and the rest. So instead of going to the physical market, web application solves the problem of you doing things at the comfort of your room, whereby the same thing you would do when you go to a physical office, right? That's exactly the same thing you would do at the comfort of your room. So these days, nobody goes around to borrow, nobody goes out to borrow money. For instance, you can easily stay at the comfort of your room and then maybe go to an app, discuss, and even get a loan and the rest. So it solves every website and web app solves a problem for man, right? So that is what. So the process of doing all these things and building it and maintaining it is what we call web development. So just like your mobile apps, so your mobile app is the web version. So every mobile app you see on your phone, like your SMS mobile app, your social media mobile apps. So the same thing that they do is what the web version do. So every mobile app, most mobile apps have a web version. So it's either you use the mobile app or you use the web version. So and how do you access the web version? By just going to the what we call the domain name, like typing www.itskillcenter.com or www.firstbank.com. So with that, you can easily access the web version of the software. So and also a software, you know what we mean by software, like when we say that a computer is made up of software and what hardware. So a software is the part of the computer that you cannot do what you cannot touch, but you can see it, you can feel it, and you can interact with it with your eyes and your mind. So a website and a web application is also a what? Is also a software on their own, right? Just the same way you have if you go to your computer now, all these things here, like my Adobe Reader, my my media player, my movies, all those icons, all those applications, desktop applications that are used for movies and the rest. So all those things have their web version, which you visit using www dot the name of the application.com. Is what I'm saying making sense? So are we following? Hello, if you're following, say hi.
Hi.
We are following.
All right, that's great. So now, the foundation of every website is what we call HTML, right? Now, every website is made up of majorly two parts. We have the front end and the what and the back end. Now, the front end is what you see. For instance, if you come in this IT Skills Center website, you can see the whole interface this way, where you have the logo, the boot camp, and the rest. All these things you are seeing that the user see with their eye and interact with, like the buttons, the color, the arrangements, and the pictures. This makes up what we call the front end. You can also call it the user interface. It is what the user see. Like a user is somebody that is visiting a website, right? So whatever the user sees with his or her eye is called the what? The front end. Now, the second part of a website is what we call the back end. Now, the back end has to do with it controls the interactions that happen at the background. For instance, when you maybe make a payment, right? when you decide to apply, let's say you click on apply, and then after applying, so when you apply and then you fill in a form. After filling a form, you don't even know where it goes. Have you asked yourself, where does this go and what happens? So all you know is that you applied, right? But you don't know, and then afterwards we'll call you and tell you congratulations, or we'll send you an email that you have applied. So this is what we call, so the process of handling those data that you entered, and then the background interactions that go on, and also 70% or 80% of the security of the website is handled at the back end. Now, you can also call it the logic of the website. So we have the front end and the back end. So if and these are two major what's it called? These are areas of specialty on their own, where we have, so you can decide to focus on the front end, you can decide to focus on the words on the back end. Now, if you're focusing on back end, on front end, you'll be called a front end developer or a front end engineer. Why, if you focus on the back end, it's called what? A back end engineer. Then, but if you decide to do both of them, because some persons will say, okay, I want to learn both front end and back end so that I can do two of them at a time. Then it's called what? Full stack development. So, so right now we are going to be starting with front end, right? So front end, the core programming language for front end is what we call HTML. Now, this HTML is like the building block. So at its core lies HTML, which is what we call hypertext markup language. So the foundation of every web page on the internet. So HTML is responsible for structuring web content, allowing browsers to interpret and display text, images, links, and other words, core elements. So which means that you see the way all these things are arranged. You see the way this text is showing this way, like apply for our boot camps, and then the courses we offer are front-end engineering, back-end. You see all these texts and all these images are being inserted using what? HTML. Which means that without HTML, there is no website, there's no structure. Like a skeleton, right? It's a skeleton holding the flesh, right? So in a human being has skeleton, and then now imagine a human being without a skeletal system. Just imagine a human being without a bone. What will happen? It will just be like like a rapper that wind is blowing. You will not have stamina. You will not have posture and the rest. So HTML is the what? Is the skeletal system of every website upon which all this. So you're able to see this image here. You're able to see this button, this rating icons and colors. Everything you see here is being embedded using what? HTML. So without the HTML, you can't see all these texts and images. So we're going to be looking into HTML, how HTML works, and how to build using HTML. So understanding HTML is the first step in becoming a what? A web developer. So this note is going to guide you through the basics of HTML, providing definitions, explanations, and what? Practical examples to set a strong foundation. So at this point, you should be excited, right? Not excited here. Is there anybody that is not excited? I think Dosun just joined us. Precious, Daniel, Barry. So you guys are excited, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. So be assured of the best. So we're just here to give you nothing but the best. So just relax and stay tuned and make sure you don't miss any class. Make sure you don't miss any class. So let's move forward and go into HTML. So now the second thing I want to talk about is this code editor. Before we dive into this, so let me just create. Um, let me create a file here. Okay, let me talk about this code editor. So if you see my screen, right, you see that I have some code here. So this is called a VS Code. A code editor is one of the code editors. There are many code editors. So as a developer, a code editor is your working tool. Just like a farmer has hoe, right? A farmer has a hoe, a machete, a matchbox, and all those stuff. So you as a developer, you're going to have so your working tool, your number one working tool is a code editor. Code editor is what you use when what you use in what writing codes or programming languages. So now, if you want to start building a website, so you need what? A code editor. Now, this code editor is where you're going to be writing your words, your HTML, and other programming languages so that your browser can do what? Interpret it. Now, websites run on what? On browsers. So you know these are our browser. These are our browser, like your Internet Explorer, your Chrome, your Internet Explorer, your Chrome, and which other one again? Okay, let's mention all our browsers. Barry, mention one for me.
Opera meaning,
Good.
then
Another one.
UC browser.
Precious. I've not heard your voice. Are you there with us?
We have Brave.
You have
My,
what?
my
There's
Brave,
Firefox.
Edge.
Yeah, then
I
there's
didn't
Fire.
hear you, Barry.
I said there's
Brave.
Firefox.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Precious, are you here? And Daniel, I've not heard your voice.
I'm
Are you
here.
there? Oh, that's great.
Yes,
It's good we
I s-
have Daniel talk.
yes, I said we have Firefox. I mentioned Opera meaning and the likes.
Oh, that's great. So you guys are wonderful. You are wonderful people. So
Thank you.
Precious, it's always good to have you. You know, women, in tech. I mean, it's always women are always few in tech, right? So when we see a lady in our midst, we are always happy to have. And women are doing great. They are doing amazingly great. So let's proceed. In HTML, so HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So it is the standard language used to create and structure content on the web. So hypertext refers to the words, to the links that connect towards web pages. So when you hear of hypertext, if you have done, I think a Microsoft Word, you'll be used to this term, hypertext. So you see that when you go to, like, if you click on this apply now, this is what we call words hypertext. So HTML is the only language that has the ability to convert normal text towards a hypertext, or that is and links to. So if that we're able to click on bootcamp, regular programs, testimonials, and it will help us to navigate through different pages. And then even when you are searching for something now, and you see the way I outlined this stuff here, I'm able to click on this Gmail images is what we call what hypertext. So HTML helps us to convert a text to a what a hyperlink. Now, you also call it a markup language, right? Because it is a language that what uses words, tags to define words, elements within a document. So I'm going to open up a folder here, right? So let me open up a folder and show you what I mean by hypertext. Sorry, by what you mean by calling a HTML a markup language. So this is, let me go to my, okay, so, so let me just use this as an example. So you see this, right? Watch here. If you look at this, so this is how a HTML code looks like. This is how a HTML code looks like. Where you have, as you can see, this text here, try back international school, right? And section where you welcome to. So you see all those texts that you are seeing on a website. So if you see something like this H1, right, it is holding a text. And then this one is a link, is a hyperlink holding what about who and contact us. So this is what makes it a hyperlink. This A you see here, this is like an A. So this is what makes it a hyperlink. And this is what we call what? That's why HTML is called a markup language, because it is used in holding text and what? Images. So proceeding, so what is the process of what's it called? The process of HTML is to structure the content of a web page. That's number one, the content, structuring the content, which is the images and the rest. Then defining elements such as what? Headings, paragraphs, links, images, list, and what? Forms. In fact, these things you see here are the major elements in, you know what we mean by elements? Elements is like the makeup of something. So if you want to start talking about the elements in your body, you talk about, let's say, the heart, your liver, and the rest. So all these things are the features you have in HTML. And then HTML also serves as a what? As the backbone of what? Web applications, alongside with what? CSS and JavaScript. Now, other languages that are going to be using in front end, it is not just HTML. Now, we also have CSS and what? JavaScript. So, CSS together with JavaScript, HTML together with CSS and JavaScript, um, all together come together to form a website. So how does a website look like? How is the structure of a website like? So let me create a folder here. Um, so I'll still arrange this better. So let me just have something here. So this is what you see. This is the basic structure of a HTML. Now it's just like foundation. You know, before you start building a house, right? You need to lay foundation, right? So which means that, in fact, HTML is like the foundation of, you can't jump foundation. So imagine building a house. Can you go and start building a house without laying foundation? No. So HTML is the foundation of our world, of our website. And then this is the basic structure of, of a website. So where you have this doc type HTML, head, body, yeah. So you see this structure here is what makes up the basic structure of a word, of a HTML code, or the basic structure of our website. Now, let me explain these structures one after the other. Now, what does this doc type mean? So this doc type means what? It's a declaration. It declares the words, the document type, and the version of HTML being used. So in this case, we have HTML5. We have other versions like HTML1 to 5. So the latest version of HTML is what? Is HTML5. It's just the same way you have different versions of iPhones. So we can come tomorrow now and say, when we add new features to the HTML, right? When we add new features to HTML, you can decide to say that, okay, this is what HTML6. So the latest version of HTML is HTML5. So if we want to start, just like if you are writing, what's it called? Before we start writing something now, we need to say that, okay, we need to declare that this is a HTML document, because we have different documents. We have our PDF documents, we have our Microsoft Word documents, we have image documents. So, and then this is like a way of giving, what's it called? Giving the browser an instruction that, okay, websites are displayed on browsers. So you need to tell your browser that, oh, this is not an image you need to display. Oh, this is not an image. This is not a PDF file. This is a what? A HTML what? Document. And this is how it's been declared by using this less than sign and greater than sign, and then declaring you with your exclamation mark, doc type, and what? HTML. Then the next element. So all these things are called elements. So this is an element. This is an element. This head is an element. So a HTML tag is made up of what? HTML what? Elements. So different elements come together to form a what? A HTML structure or a HTML code. So which means that in HTML, you're going to be learning what? Different elements that make up what? The HTML code. Am I still communicating? Are we together? Are we together? Hello, you can drop a reaction. Are we together?
Yes, yes, we are.
All right. All right. Thank you, Precious. Now,
Sorry, sir. I cannot see the screen. I didn't see the screen you shared. So everything I couldn't see here, please, sir. I don't know if you can do anything.
serious. I
Yes,
think let me reshare. Maybe it's your network. It could be your network, but let me reshare. Right. Confirm if you can see it now.
It's coming up, sir. I think
All
it's my
right.
net. Thank you.
So I'm sharing now.
Okay.
So the next thing is the HTML element. Now, this HTML element is the root element of the document. Now, what do you mean by root element? This HTML tag or the HTML element, it is what holds every other element. So if you watch here, you see that in this line, after the doc type, we declared a HTML element. You see that it has what? An opening tag. It started here and then it ends here. So the same thing. So our HTML element is the element that encloses every other element. It's just like a container containing every other word element. So this HTML element is the container containing every other word element. So just like having a container and then you put your jewelries container, and then for ladies that like packing stuff. So if you have your jewelries, you put your jewelries inside it. So the same way of that your jewelry box, the same function is the function that this HTML. So which means that before you start coding, before you start writing HTML, you need to declare this HTML words element, and then inside it you start writing every other element. Now the head contains metadata about the document. You see here, every document has some information. Every website has some information. So you see, it's all those information will be written inside here. Will be written every information about the website Sometimes when you visit a website or when you Google something here, um, let's say Jumia, for instance. So let's type Jumia. As you can see here, you see this information here. Jumia Nigeria, online shopping for electronics. And then you see some highlights about we are the leading Pan-African e-commerce platform, right? Across 11 countries. You see, these things are what we call what? Metadata. And the browser uses it to do what? To display to users. So it gives us like a prior information of what, just like an overview of what the website or what the app is all about. So such things are always written inside the words, the head tag. So as you can see here, and one of those things is like one of the elements that are inside the head tag or the head elements is the words, the title. So, and then this title specifies the title displayed on the browser tab. So you see, if you watch here, you see that okay, in this our meeting now, you see IT Skills Center meeting. So, and then here you see foundation, you see this top of the tab where I'm tapping right now. So this is what we call, this is whatever appears here is whatever you write inside the title element or this IT skills software development. So you see, whenever you open a tab on the website, at the top of the tab, you just see a brief description of the words of the website. So that is what the title does. So it gives us the title of that particular page or the title of our words or the name of our website. Now, the body contains the content that are visible to us, to users. So if you watch here, this is the body, this is the opening part of the body and the words, the closing part of the body. So anything that is inside this body now is what the users see. So which means that on this website, from this logo, Bootcamp, and this our navigation bar till this this footer, this down part, anything you can see with your eye on a website is all contained. They are all contained inside this body tag. Does that make sense? Are you guys following me? Or am I speaking too much grammar? If you are
We are
following,
following.
all right.
We are following.
So you are learning something, right?
Yes, yes, we are learning. We are learning.
All right, that's good. So now you can mute back. So now, so let's start looking. Let's look at the basic HTML elements. Now, when you are building a website is made up of elements. So you see, these elements now we have mentioned these elements like the doc type, the HTML, the head, the title, the body, right? So let me just ask a quick question. Um, who can explain these title elements for me? Who can just tell me what I said about these title elements? This number 4. Who can tell me? Who can explain to me? Anybody? Anybody?
I think, hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think you said the title element is the one whenever we log into to any site, the one that display on the top. Like just as you have your IT skill center displaying on the top and then foundation of web development, something like just you have something like that showing on the top like that.
Oh, that's great. You are a great man. You live long. Would you like to live longer than Methuselah?
No, 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 at all.
You don't want to live longer like, but we don't want to die. We always pray for a long life. So which long life are you praying for? You don't want to live longer than Methuselah. Eh? Eh? Are you afraid?
I'm not afraid, but no, that is too much. What happened now?
Okay, oh. Which means you stop praying for long life now.
At least 90 don't do now. Waiting man to find again. 90, 100. I be in fact 80 said don't do waiting.
Okay, oh. But there's some people who want to be forever young, like girls now.
Okay,
Girls now, if you meet
okay.
them, after every year, they're always the same age. Like I know Precious now. If you ask Precious how old she is now, if she comes there next year, she'll still tell you the same age.
Oh God. Oh God.
Am I
Oh
lying?
God.
Yeah, I'm looking for
Precious.
trouble. All right. So we have the headings, right? We have the headings. You see here in every website, there are always headings, right? So something like this. Headings are like important parts, or just to give a heads up of what that section is all about. Like this, apply for our bootcamp is a heading. Just like in our primary school, when you want to teach, like in school now, so the person, the lecturer or the teacher will come and write English, right? Then after writing English, the teacher will now come and write the words, the topic. Now, after writing the topic, we have words, subtopics, and different parts. Just like here now, you see by my right hand, you see all these headings where you have by my left, foundation of web development, introduction, what is HTML, definition, purpose. So these things are what headings. So if you want to introduce headings to our element, just like here, this basic HTML element that is thick and has a big size, right? It is the function of the words of the heading element, and it is used to define the structure of the contents. Now, there are 6 levels of headings, right? We have from H1. So whenever you talk about a heading is what? H1. So when you hear heading, so heading is represented by H1. See what I just typed here. I will say hello, um, our words, our foundational classes, our foundational classes, right? So let me open this on my browser so that we can see what I'm talking about. Open with live server. So have you seen this thing here? Our foundational classes. This is it. This is the heading, right? So, and I used the code for it is what, or the elements for it is what? H1. So once you write this H1, and
Sorry,
then
sir.
now
I'm not seeing it. Oh, sorry, sir. I'm not
you're not
seeing it, sir.
seeing my screen.
Yeah. No, the thing is like I don't know whether there is an issue. I can see something is interrupted or something. It
So
displays on my
well,
screen that
I think it's
something like that.
I think it's your network.
My goodness.
But anyway, one good thing, after this class, I will share this note on the group. So we're going to share the link to the note so that you can use it to revise. You get, and then we also it's also recorded, so you can get the recorded version of the class. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay.
All right, but that does not mean just pay very close attention, because for you to understand the notes and the recording very well, you have to be in
Okay.
this class. So, but
Okay,
just
sir.
just pay close attention to what I'm saying. So, heading is like giving headings to our words. Just like as I said, introducing like a topic, English language, and then after English language, you put the words, the topic of the day, and then after the topic, you still have words, subtopics. So, in programming or in HTML, you achieve such things using what we call what the headings tag or the headings elements, and then there are different sizes, so ranging from H1 to what? H6. So this is H1. This is H1. So this H1 is the biggest what? Is the biggest heading. So we have I can have, so let me write all of them. We have H1 to H6. So let me do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this H2, so I can put H2 here, right? And then H3, 4, 5, and what? 6. Now, the essence of these different sizes, this H1 is just to show the different sizes and the different weights. So H1 is bigger than H2, and H2 is bigger than H3, H4 is bigger than H5, H5 is bigger than H6. So let's look at it from our browser. So this is it. So have you seen how this appears? Our foundational classes is bigger. So this last one that is tiny is what? H6. So both in width and in what? And in both in weight and in size. So we have our H1. So who I hope you are following. So it's just like this is like the topic of our class. And then if you want to have or you use them H1 to introduce the topic and or sorry the subject, then H2 can be the topic of the class, while H3 is the word subword topic or the different sections of the words of the topic. So that's what this H1 and to 6 is all about. Then other elements include paragraphs. So if we want to write our normal text, so for instance, this is our paragraph here. This is our paragraph. The courses we offer are front-end engineering, back-end engineering. This is a paragraph. So paragraphs are used, and we do that using what we call the words, the P tag or the paragraph words tag. So the paragraph tag is just like a P. It's just using a word, a P here. If you write a P and enclose it, so I am happy. So let me write something here. I am happy being in this words, foundational words class. Foundational class. So, and you're going to see how it will appear. So if I go back to my browser, as you can see here, I am happy words. I'm happy being in this foundational class. So the paragraph is used to introduce a new line of text. So that after typing a long text like this, if you want to enter another line, you use what? A paragraph. So if you watch here, if I want to introduce another paragraph below this one, I will still put my P tag and then write today is my first programming class. It's my first foundational, it's my first programming words class or programming day. Now, if I go back here, you see that today is my first programming day. It's entering a new line. So you can see that paragraphs, or in fact, just the way our normal in English, right? If you are told, introduce a new paragraph. So we all know what a new paragraph does. It means that you cannot start a paragraph must be in the next line. It can't be a continuation of a sentence. No, it must be in a new line. So that's the same idea in HTML. Then the next paragraph is the next type of elements. So all these things we're talking about are elements that make up words, our HTML. So we have another one we call our links. So what is our link? Our link is used to create hyperlinks or links to the different parts of our application. For instance, you see this bootcamp, this is my navigation bar where I have bootcamp, regular programs, testimonials, frequently asked questions, blog, and the rest. So this is all these things that I'm able to click on regular programs is to take me to the words to our programs page, right? So that is what that is the help of the links tag. So and how do you impute it? You impute it using what we call the anchor tag, right? So using the anchor tag. So this is called it's just A. So the same way we use P for a paragraph, for an anchor tag or for an LM for a link, we use what? So if we want to create a link, we use an anchor tag, which is just represented by A. So if I want to write, maybe let me create a link to a particular website. I'll just use what anchor tag. So you see, visit. So let me write here, visit our website. Now, if I visit our website, you see this anchor tag. So now, anchor tag, there's what we call attributes. Now, every element has an attribute. So attributes are those features that make up what an element. Attributes are those, just like saying maybe. So Precious, if I ask you now, what are your attributes? What are you going to say? Can you name your attributes? We are listening.
Okay, I can hear you.
So can you tell us your attributes?
Attribute in what sense?
Let's say your characters or what we use in knowing you. Or maybe you can start from your physical attributes. So maybe your height, your complexion, and the rest.
Okay, fine complexion,
That's good.
5
Another attribute.
5.7 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
attention to details.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Dosun, can you tell us your own attributes? So the same way we have our own attributes are those things that people use in knowing us, what make us up. So elements have what attributes that are unique to them. That without, in fact, without these attributes, some elements are what incomplete, or their functionalities are what incomplete. So, for instance, now you see the way let me go to my, you see this thing here, visit our website, right? Visit our website here. You see this, visit our website, it is meant to be a link. But right now, if I go back to my, as you can see here, it's supposed to show us that it is a link. Just the same way I will come here and then click this. Have you seen it's showing a hand to show you that it is a link leading to somewhere? So, but right now, as we have created this visitor website, this is supposed to be a link that will take us to our website, but it is not showing us that if I click on it, it's not working. Now, the reason being that something is lacking. The elements, we have declared our words, our anchor tag. We have declared our elements using this A. Now, I'm reading our text, but it is not giving us what we want. It is not converting this text to a what? To a hyperlink. So here comes the importance of what? Attributes. So an anchor tag or the A element has what we call what? Has what we call a href what? Attributes. Now this href attributes will contain the what? The URL to the website you want to visit. So let me show you something here. So if I want to, let's say that I want to create a link that will take us to these our programs. So what I just have to do is I'll go to that this night, I'll copy the URL. So let me come here, use my search bar and copy this URL here, this https slash itskills.com. So this is what we call the URL. So, and if I want to add it to my code, to my HTML, I'll just come inside this href, I'll put equal to, and inside this my quotation mark, I'll just paste it this way. So you see, as I've pasted it, so it now becomes a what? A link. And if I go back to my browser, have you seen now that it has changed to what? To a purple what? Color. To show you that it is now a what? A link. So have you seen the importance of what? Attributes. So attributes are those features that our tag rely on to do what? To function. So some elements cannot function without what? Attributes. Or attributes are also used to modify our element to suit what? To suit what we are doing, or to suit a particular task or function we want it to do. So have you seen now that this is now showing like a hand? You can see it, right? So this is now showing a pointer that oh, this thing is taking us to somewhere. And if I click on it, so now if you want to check, if you want to check where a link is taking you to, you know, sometimes you go to a website now and they will tell you proceed to do what? To make payments. Now, if you move your mouse over that link, you see the URL. So your browser will bring it down. As if you look below my browser,
Sorry, I can't hear you.
So we can hear you.
oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Hello.
can.
Yes, we
All right.
can. We
So
can.
it's like I went off after some time. All right. So, so as you can see here, our this thing, if I click on this visit our website, so it will take me to what? Have you seen it has taken me to our programs, right? Because that is the link I placed inside my words href. So now another type of attributes, another type of element is what we call what? The image element or the image tag. So when I use tag also means what? Elements. So HTML is made up of what? Tags or elements. So you can use them interchangeably. So images are the image tag, which is written as what? img. Just this img now, use it to do what? To put images inside our what? Our website. So if I want to add an image now, just the same way this image here is. You see, any image you see at all on our website, on any website or any web application, is being added by what? Is being added by the image tag. And how do you write an image? So you write an image using what? img. Using img. So once you put this img, it means that you are now telling your browser that this is what? An image. Now, another important, the img tag does not exist alone. So for it to be functional, you must have what we call what? The source attribute. So the source attribute is where you now embed the word, the image you want to display. So just the same way we have this href for the anchor tag, the same way you have, what is it called? The same way you have the image, the same way you have the source attributes for the image. So, and how do you present the source attributes? By using what? SROC. So once you put SROC and then equal to, so this SROC now, so inside this SROC, you're going to put the image you want to display. So let's assume that I want to display a particular image. So now inside here, I'm going to create a folder inside my class. Now I'm going to create a folder and call it what? Images. Now inside this folder is where I'm going to be adding all my images. So let me open this thing from here. Let me go to my file manager or file explorer. So let me locate my this thing, because every folder you create, in your listing is always located in your file manager. So let me look for where our class is. So that should be try back. So if I open this try back and go to class, this is my class folder. I'm going to have what images. So here inside this images folder, you can copy any image that you want. So maybe let me go to my downloads and copy one image. So let me copy my own image. So let me copy and paste. So let me go back to my images folder that I created. And then let me paste. So have you seen now? I've pasted this. Once I have pasted it, it's going to appear inside this my images folder. Have you seen this kali.jpg? So right now, inside my SRC, I will now come and call, I'll put a dot and forward slash. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I'll see my words, images folder, and then the file. So you have to locate the words. You have to locate the image. And how do you do that? So you need to call, if that image is inside the folder, you need to do what? You need to call the name of the folder and then the name of the words, the image itself. Just the same way you have this HTTPS and then itskillcenter.com/program. So the same way, so with this, we are locating where that image is what is located, is specified, the path is called the file path. The file path is the exact location of the words, is the exact location of that image you want to display. And if I go back to my browser, have you seen now? This is my image. Can you see the image? So this is my image and it's already appearing here. So I can now the image element has other attributes like what? The width and height. So as you can see here, my image is big, right? My image is big. I can decide to what? Resize it to make it smaller. So I'll have other attributes like width equal to, let's say, 200, and then height equal to what? 200. So as you can see here, have you seen my distance has been what? Adjusted. So which means that our image has what? Our image has what? The width and the height what? Attributes. So let me quickly ask, are we all joining with our laptop or phones? Are we with our laptops? Are we joining with our laptops or phones?
Laptop.
Okay, so now before we continue, I want us to do a simple exercise. Let us show you guys how to download your PS Code because that's what we are going to be using to practice. So let me just quickly guide you. So now watch me. You visit, just type on your browser VS Code download for Windows. So you see this VS Code download for Windows because there are various operating systems. We have Windows. We have Windows. We have what's it called? What's this one again? We have Windows and iOS. iOS, that's for Apple now, Apple products. So as you can see, I've seen my browser displays for me the different distance. So I can just click this Visual Studio. So in summary, so for you to download, so I'm going to paste this link on the notes. So let me just quickly paste this on the notes here because I'm going to share the notes afterwards. So let me just paste it here. Visit this link. So to download VS Code. So I want us to do it now as we are on the call. Let's for those of us on our laptop. So let's try it out. So when you visit the link, right? So click on, you see Windows, right? And you see Mac. Mac is for MacBooks. While this is for what? Then this one is for other operating systems like Ubuntu and the rest. So, but if you're using Windows, it means that you click here. So if you click here, once you click on it, it will download. So let's quickly do it. If you're having any challenge, you tell me, because that's the most important thing now we need to do before the end of this class. So I can have something to start working with. Precious, are you on your laptop? Precious, Daniel, are you doing that now?
Yes, yes, I am.
All right. Do you know how you can share? Now, I want to be seeing you. Share your screen so that every other person will see what you are doing. Share your screen so that I can guide you and others can easily look.
Okay.
I'll stop sharing now. You know how you can share your screen, right?
That's what I'm trying to do, sir.
So you see here, you see this place where you have start video, mute audio, and then after here you see share an icon to share screen. You see this icon here, that's where you click.
I have issue with my network. My network, even everything you are saying now, the thing is, the screen is just seizing. I don't know why. I think it's my network.
Okay,
So
so
after your explanation, so the thing will now be coming thereafter. So
okay,
that's
so
the issue. That's the challenge I'm having now.
how
What you
about
just said, what you just
how
showed me
about you,
just now.
Dosun? Yeah, Dosun, are you here?
I can hear you, sir.
Are you on your laptop?
I will share my screen. I'm trying, but the network is not going.
Also, okay, what I'm going to do is that even if you don't do it now, because I really wanted us to have it, because that's the most important thing now, so that after class you have something to practice with. So I'm going to. So can you share your screen?
I have the Visual Studio Code on my laptop already.
Oh, you have it
I'm going
already.
to pick up.
So it's not hard. It's not hard. So if you are doing this after this call, if you can, I'll put up the steps on the notes, and then if you're having any issue, you can just raise an alarm on the group. So as you are after this meeting now, after this class, if you're having any challenge, right, you can always notify the program manager. So or you can chat me up. You can just come to my DM. So we are free. We are free people. So you can just so that's one thing we also give you guys support, right? And it starts from here. So if you have anything, you can just feel free and reach out to us. We'll help you out. Is that clear?
Okay.
Yes, yes, very
Thank
clear.
thank you.
All right. So let's continue. So we have so we have seen how we can add images. Now the next thing is in our image, right? After our image, so we have the following attributes: the source attributes, the width, the height, and then we also have we call the alternative words attributes. So these alternative attributes is used to describe the image. So this my image, I can write it as what personal words or personal photo because it's my personal photo. So if this image now, who is talking? Can you mute your mic? Okay, Miss Daniel.
I think I'll have a cappuccino. Neil, do you want to order after eating anything? No, I haven't eaten anything. Is that black coffee
Something
more?
walking around.
Okay,
Now, okay,
wow.
that's question. Can you mute your mic?
Okay, tell me now, Neil. What happened to you? Mary?
Hello, Dawson, what's up? Can you mute your mic?
Not going to be able to pardon me after what I have to say to you. I think I'm
Hello,
going to be for you forever. But I actually realized that
hello, Dawson, what's up? Can you mute your mic?
it should be told to myself. It should be
So,
told to others, and especially told to you as well.
Dawson,
I have
mute your mic.
been a very big thing for a very long time.
Dawson, can you hear me? Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
I can't ever do that.
What do you mean fake? What are you trying to make yourself understand you? I don't understand it.
What's up?
We're
Dawson, can you mute your mic? Dawson, mute your mic. Mute your mic. Okay, since he cannot hear me, let's continue.
to make myself understand that I can actually live without me.
Dawson, what's up? Can you hear me?
And that I'm going to be good without me. And now I can understand. But all of it is false. And you know, I felt in every single moment that I will never be able to love anybody else apart from my Meg. Nobody else. Meg is actually the very first and the only woman in my life. Actually, I'm a sick person. I am a credulous person. I see with others' eyes and hear with others' ears. But even actually misunderstood Meg for that same reason. We already knew that he dislikes.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue. So I'll say something about the alternative. So another attribute that comes with our image tag is what we call the words, the alt attributes, or we call it alternative, right? Now, this is used to describe the image. Now, do you know that this will enable us, do you know the importance of these alt attributes? Now, sometimes if you move your mouse, if in a case where the image is not loading, right, the alt attributes is going to be what? Is going to appear. Now, let me show you something here. Let me hide, let me hide this, for instance. You see this image is not showing, but the alt attributes, have you seen personal photo? So this alt attributes is used to add a description to the image. So if you have, for instance, an image of a cat, a black cat lying down, right, lying on a grass. So what you write on the alt attributes is what? A black cat lying on a what? On the grass. That is what the alt attribute does. As you can see here, in a case where the image is not showing, or maybe there is a network issue, the alt attributes will do what? Will appear. So the alt attributes text will appear. So the next thing is what we call the list, right? Now the list is used to outline all the items, all the lists. You know, if you want to list out something like list of books or list of fruits on a website, you're going to use what? A list tag. Now, there are two types of list tag. We have ordered list and what? Unordered list. So an ordered list is used to do what? An ordered list is used to display items in a numbered sequence. So just like adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then an unordered list is used to do what? Display items with what? Bullets. And how do you do that? So first of all, you do that by introducing what? OL for ordered list. So as you can see how I introduce my OL, right? How I introduce my OL. So I have, then inside the OL, I'll start putting LI elements inside it, where those items are going to be. So I'll write them, let's say I want to display list of fruits. So I'll put a list of what? Fruits. So inside the Li, I'm going to have what? Banana, right? Banana, banana. So who can let us list out all the fruits, please? Help me. Precious, can you mention one? What are those fruits we have? Hello.
Apple,
Okay, apple, right? Another one,
orange,
orange. Good. Another one.
pineapple.
Oh, good. It's like you like pineapple very well.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I think me and you are the same. I eat pineapple every day. So pineapple and another one I like is watermelon. So I don't miss it almost every day. So you see how I'm using this to list out words. You see how I'm writing it. I'm using it to create a list of items. So if I go back to my browser, as you can see here, list of fruits. I have what? Okay, I think there's something wrong with my code. So let me. Oh, sorry, I used P here. So this should be Li. Li. So now, have you seen how this list of items is being arranged? So list of fruits, I have banana, apple, um, orange, pineapple. So this is what OL does. OL. So this OL, wait, let me return back my image. Let me put JPG. All right, so that my image can reappear. So have you seen this list of fruits here where I have banana, apple, orange, and what? Pineapple. So this is how you arrange your words. This is how you arrange your fruits. Then in an orderly manner using OL. Then if you don't care about the order, or if you want to use bullets to list them out instead, you can use what? UL. So UL stands for unordered words list. So the same way, let's say that we want to list um, our words, web development languages, web development programming languages, programming languages. So we want it to be an unordered list. So we have what? Li. So I have HTML, right? Now the next is another Li. So remember to always put this in new lines. So Li, HTML, CSS, CSS, Li, CSS, and then JavaScript. So let's go with this for now. So let's go with this for now. So as you can see here, you see this my list of items is being what added in what in bullets, right? I have my dots here in bullets. So I use what UL for it. So that is it about my ordered list and what unordered list. So Daniel, can you explain to me what I just said? Can you just recap quickly what I said about ordered lists and unordered lists? Hello, Daniel, are you here? Hello, Daniel.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can
so can you tell us what you understand by ordered list and unordered list?
Actually, the network did not really, I complained about all I just did. I'm just following up. Sincerely, the network did not allow me to. So I was just saying it. Many a times you will have said something before the thing come up. So I'm having issue. I'm just paying that attention. So after the program, I'll just click and check everything. I didn't really enjoy it because of the network. Okay, talk.
Okay, so I just said that ordered list and unordered list, they are used to do what? Display items. So if you want to list out, just like maybe list of items on a page. For instance, I want to list out fruits we have. So I will use what? Ordered list. Or now there are two types of elements used in displaying items. We have OL and what? UL tag. The OL is for ordered lists. Ordered, if you want to number your items like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you use what? OL. But if you want to use bullets to list out the items, you use what? UL, right? And then inside the UL, you start putting your words LI. So now let me quickly explain something. Let me quickly explain something here. If you have been observant, right, you see that all my elements that hold my text, right, they are always inside a tag, right? I will have it will always start with something and close with the same alphabet or tag. So the beginning is called an opening tag, while the closing part is called what? Sorry, yeah, the opening this one that appears first is the what? The opening tag, and the second one is the what? Is the closing tag. So it's just like opening a container, and after putting something inside it, you need to do what? Close it back. So the opening tag is used to create the container, and then after putting a text or an image inside it, or whatever you want to put inside it, use what? A closing tag to do what? To close it. Now, so before we wrap up, so we are concluding. Um, we have talked about HTML attributes, right? Now, what we'll talk about HTML elements can have attributes to provide what? Additional information. So attributes are written inside what? The opening tag. For instance, so there are common attributes like what? Our ID, our class, our style, and our what? Title. So if you want to, so let me just write title here, for instance. So maybe in my image, right? In this my image tag, let me write title here. So if I write title equals to the image of our instructor. So this title is used to add, is like a tooltip. You know what a tooltip is? So let me go back to my text, and then if I move my mouse over this, as you can see here, the tooltip has appeared. Image of what? An instructor. And we used to see this often. So whenever we move over an icon or an image, it will provide what? A description for us. So as you can see here, that's what the title attribute does. So, and I've mentioned other attributes like source attributes and the rest. So we're going to talk about these class attributes, the style and the title attributes afterwards. Now, now, you see here, when you get these notes, right? When you get these notes, there is a class activity for you to do before the next class. So let me quickly mention it. So this class activity, you must do it before the words, before the next class, right? So I'm going to share both these notes and this tag and my code that I wrote on the group. Then you have to do this because this is a programming is a practical class, right? Programming is very, very practical. So let's quickly look at our forms, right? Let's quickly look at our forms. So forms are used to collect what? User inputs, right? Key elements include, so you know all this your form now. If I click on apply now, apply for bootcamp, right? Apply now. So you see this thing I'm seeing here where I have my full name, gender, phone number, email. It is being achieved using a what? A form element. So, and how does it look like? How does the structure look like? By using, first of all, introducing words, introducing the form tag, and then closing back the words, the form tag. Then inside the form tag, you have your words, your label, and your words, input tag. Now, the label is used to put up a name, like the title of, just like in this form, you see this full name here, gender here, phone number, and email address, right? So these are where you input your words. These are where you input like like a description of what the user is expected to do was, like a heading of what the user is expected to do was put in that field. That is what this label does for us. And then the next thing is the input. Now you see this input is the actual field where the user wants to enter something, right? Where the user wants to enter whatever thing he wants to enter. So just like as I've explained, the form creates the form container, the input collects what? User data, the label provides descriptive text for form inputs, and then the button submits the words, the form. Now, let us not we'll talk about this HTML semantics in our next class. So, but before we close, I want to entertain questions. Now, I want to entertain questions. So, because your feedback is very, very important to us. So that's how we teach. So we don't just teach and teach and teach and teach. We also entertain questions. So, and everybody must ask questions, or everybody must ask, everybody must talk. So let's start from Daniel. So Daniel, I'll ask your question from everything we have been talking about today. So are you confused in any way so that we can help you out?
Thank you, the instructor. I really enjoyed the lecture, but the issue I have, I wouldn't know. Maybe it's from your hand or my hand. So I try to check. It's like I don't know whether your network or so, but nevertheless, I actually enjoy the lecture. But if I'm to ask question or something that I don't want to draw anybody by book to that sharing of that very link. Number one, I want you to please help us to put it on the video so that we can see it. So in case of another time, there is need for us to share the screen. Please, sir, kindly help us to put that one. Then secondly, regarding the arrange that ordered and unordered what's the name for? Please kindly help me. Ordered and unordered
List.
Sorry, let me check my notes. Yes, ordered and unordered list. Yeah, you talk about the order list, that if you are to use order list, so which means you have to use 1, 2, 3. Am I right to itemize it, right? That one has to do with 1, 2, 3 because that's the question you asked me.
Okay, good. Now, for whenever you put ordered list, right? That is OL elements. It is used, in fact, whenever you use OL or ordered list, your browser automatically knows, adds that 1, 2, 3 numbering automatically to you. So you don't need to come and start writing 1, 2, 3 on your own.
Oh,
So
okay.
whatever you write inside that OL, right?
Yes.
Now, after putting OL, right? After introducing OL as the opening tag, you have to close it as a closing word tag, right?
Okay.
Now, after doing that, inside it, you start writing LI. So whatever you put inside that LI will be numbered automatically. So you don't need to come and start writing the number on your own.
Okay.
The most important thing is the LI. Sorry, is the OL. So once you put OL, it means your browser will automatically know that it is what ordered words list, and thereby anything you write inside it, you should just number it. If there are 100 items, it will number it for you from 1 to 100. Now,
Thank you.
then if it is UL will do what? Add bullets to it instead
Bullet.
of numbers.
numbers.
Instructor,
Thank you
please, I
so
have a question.
Yeah, you can ask.
Okay. The other list, how can I like make it instead of 1, 2, 3 to be like Roman numbers or alphabet like ABC? Is there a way we can
So,
alter that?
okay, yes, you can actually achieve that, but that will be using another language called CSS to do that. So you can, but not with HTML. So if you are using HTML alone, it will just be like 1, 2, 3. But you need CSS. So we'll still get to that afterwards.
No,
So
okay, no
it's
problem.
another language that used to change it or manipulate it to what you want. What I want
Okay.
alphabets like A, B, C, D,
Uh,
or Roman numerals,
okay.
and so on.
much. Sir, sorry, sir, instructor. Sorry, sir. Before we leave that, so which
Yeah.
means that, sorry, sir. So which means that in that list, that is that OR and UR. So meaning
No,
that if
OL and UL, OL.
pardon me, sorry, sir.
Yeah, no
In OL
problem.
and
Feel
that,
free.
so meaning that unlike this Microsoft, if you want to list maybe if it is like the other brother, I mean that other man rather asked, unlike in Microsoft, if you want to list 1, 2, 3, so you just go and pick the number. So that's for this one, for the number now is this OR and UL. So
Yes.
meaning that if I want to use alphabet, so it's going to be CSS. So if I want to use another one, unlike instead of 1, 2, 3, that Roman whatever, so which
Mhm.
means it's not going to be that CSS. It's going to be what now?
Okay, so now what's OL now? If you want to use the Roman numerals, right? Now, the most important thing is the numbering. You know, there are different ways you can number items, right? You can list out items. Now, you can list out items either in Roman numerals or alphabet, like A, B, C, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, whenever, whenever, um, whenever Whenever numbering is involved, whether you are using alphabets or Roman numerals, you must use what? You must use OL, right? Now, if you now
Okay.
use that OL, right, by default, OL applies to us 1, 2, 3. But now, if you now want to change that 1, 2, 3 to A, B, C, D, so you have to use CSS to now change it to what? ABC. So, but we'll still come to CSS afterwards.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let me quickly show you something. I just discovered something now. Let me show you now. Daniel, you can see my screen, right?
Yes,
Um,
we can.
all right, so let me show you something now. There is something you can use apart from CSS. Apart from
Sorry,
CSS,
sir. Please help me to. Sorry, sir. Help me to reshare the screen, please, sir.
yes,
Please,
I'm
so
going
that
to
I.
share. I'm going
Thank you,
to
sir.
share now. Or wait, let me switch network to be sure that it's not my network. Let me just switch. Let me just let me switch my network so I can be sure there is no.
Please help me. It's not. It's from his end. So you
So let me quickly share my screen. What's up, Daniel? Are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
All right, so let me share my screen and show you what I mean. So, okay, so now, so confirm if you can see my screen. Whether
Yes,
Daniel, anybody.
yes,
So,
yes, sir. It's still
so,
loading,
so
still
if
loading,
still
still loading, sir.
loading.
Please, sir. Yes, sir. From my hand, there is
Second
still
see.
loading.
Okay, so can you all see it now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good. So you see this in this my so what I said that the most important thing, right? The most important thing that determines whether it is ordered or unordered, that is that we add either numbering or bullets, will determine whether you
Tag.
are using OL or what? UL. So OL means ordered list, while UL means unordered list, right? Now,
Yes.
so you see this OL, so you can come inside here. Remember we talked about attributes, right? So where we said that attributes are incomplete without they are incomplete. They are incomplete without some attributes. So if we want to use define the type of numbering that we need, whether 1, 2, 3 or alphabets. So we can just come here, let's assume and put the words, the type attributes, right? And place and put equal to. So this type attributes, if we put A here, right? So A here will give, so let's see the result. So A here will give us, have you seen now? It is now numbered in what? In lowercase. As you can see here, A, B, C, D, and to E. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
That's answered my
okay, good. Then, if we want it to appear in capital letters, we can have A. We just put A here in capital letter. So if you have it, the numbering will change to what? The numbering will change to A, B, C, D, E in capital letters. Then, if you now want to use Roman numerals, if you want to use Roman numerals, right, you can put I. You know I. So the idea is every first letter of that numbering system, whether we want to count in Roman numerals or in alphabets. So if we want to use Roman numerals, so Daniel, what is the first number in Roman numerals?
I.
I, right? Good.
Yes.
So it means that we have to put I here inside our type as the value. So once we put I, so this will change to what? To Roman numerals. So as you can see, we have I. So you don't need to come and start writing it manually. I think was it the person that asked this question? So you don't need to come and start putting I here, I, um, and the rest. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. I'm
All
going
right.
to practice this tonight, Sha. My system is dead, so I'm using my phone. I was using this
Oh,
system
great,
before,
great.
so maybe tonight I'll try it.
So does anybody have any other question before we go?
Sir, the is no question, sir. So I'm just reading with you all these things, sir. Please, sir, ensure that everything is complete in the video so that we can go through it. Then I also want to plead with you, sir. Can we chat you up personally in case of any question or any maybe difficulty in the process of doing what you ask us to do? So will you
Yes,
be
yes.
No, no. Let them chat you. Let them chat you in the general group.
okay?
Yes.
General, but the general group is not usually open. It's only now I just see you opening it.
It's
So
open right? It's open now for any question, any inquiry,
So
right? So
even
we usually
even
love
after
it
the
because we usually
after the class, the thing will still be open, right?
it's still open right now. It's open till tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
So, but the most important thing is that make sure you do the classwork in this note. So I'm going to share it on the group. That's the most important thing, right? And as you're doing it, if you have any challenge, feel free. Feel free to, don't be shy, right? You are here to learn and we are here for you. You get. So don't let this opportunity, don't let it slide over you. You must grab it as much as you can. So utilize it very well. If it's my one of users, let me use the word. So you have to use us.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
okay.
So the ball is now on your court.
Okay.
For any other question? So, Precious, I've not heard your voice. Any question? Dawson, how about you? Right, so, in the absence of any other question, I don't know. Our program manager, Mr. Banji, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, so okay, guys, right. Thank you for joining the class this night. Make yourself available for the next class, which is we'll probably share a well-detailed timetable to you guys in the group, right? So that you can always know when you are having class and when you are not having class. Okay. So we are going to be doing this for the next 2 weeks till resumption in January. And then we hope you are going to join us in January, right? Thank you and good night. Have a lovely wonderful night.
Told you again and again. I told